Hey guys, this is just a little video explaining what I'm wanting to do here. For a long time, I've wanted to go through the history of the Collingwood Football Club and all the players that have represented us in the VFL. Um, I know that might sound absolutely ridiculous, and when you look at the full list, yeah, it's a daunting task. But look, it's something I've always wanted to do. I won't say that it's going to be over an extended period of time or whatever, because I really just don't know. It's just going to be one of those things whenever I've got free moments to give it a go, I'll research, I'll get into it. Thankfully, there's a lot of resources for a lot of our players. The club's really good. Yeah, even Wikipedia, places like that, stuff's pretty good from the surface level stuff I've looked into so far. But yeah, look, it's just something I've really wanted to do for a very long time. I hope you can all enjoy it. As far as I know, there's nothing really out there like this, so I'm hoping it's just something that's really going to capture the hearts of the Collingwood faithful and other supporters and whatnot. And yeah, if you're a relative of any of these footballers or you've got anything to add, please do so in the comments or hit me up directly via the email. But yeah, I'm really hoping this goes well. Thanks, everybody. Hi, everyone. Our first player today is a man by the name of George Callesen. Born the 24th of August in 1874 from Chewton in Victoria, which is a small town near Castlemaine. Then recruited from Preston United, played a year for the Pies in the VFA, where they won the flag before the formation of the VFL, and he came across. Standing at 178 centimetres, George played a total of 17 games for 5 goals in the VFL. George, by all accounts, was a winger who rotated into the midfield. In his second game for the club in the VFL, he was named best of field, a 2-goal effort against Geelong at Victoria Park, where the Pies won by 4 points. A quote from the Argus: "Whether forward or following, Callesen was equally prominent. He played splendidly throughout a very grueling game." Late in that 1897 season, George hurt his knee in a game against Melbourne, missed a few weeks, however, made it back for a final against Essendon, kicking 2 goals. The Pies went on to lose that game, unfortunately, by 40 points at the MCG in front of 8,000 spectators. Unfortunately for George, the next season in '98 would be his last, as he kept having reoccurring knee issues. He ended up retiring at 24 years of age. What could have been? George would pass away on the 25th of August in 1946, aged 72, in Boronia. A small obituary reads: George Callesen suddenly died in Boronia, the dearly beloved husband of the late Elizabeth and loved father of George Jr., Norman, Elsie, William, and Alice. Our second player today and second overall is a man by the name of Richard Condon, better known as Dick. Born on the 19th of March in 1876 in Carlton, Victoria. Originally from the Collingwood Juniors, Dick was an early champion of the club, a larrikin and a big troublemaker. Dick didn't mind having run-ins with the authorities. However, his football ability would make up these indiscretions. Figures such as Jock McHale, Bill Strickland, Charlie Panham Sr., and Eddie Drowan, apologies Eddie, I'm not sure who you are and I'm probably mispronouncing that name, rate him as the best footballer they had ever seen. A follower, he is credited as the man who created the stab kick. Collingwood captain in 1899 and 1900, Premiership in the VFA in 1896, then VFL premierships in 1902 and 1903. He would play a total of 149 games for the Pies in the VFL for 101 goals. His best strengths were the ability to kick both on his left and right foot at top speed and bounce with both hands as well. Both of those skills were very rare for the time. A game in 1898 against Melbourne, he apparently brought the house down with a goal with a left foot screw kick while hemmed in on the boundary, running at absolute full speed. Dick would have several suspensions throughout his time at the Pies, constantly abusing umpires and match officials, in the end resulting in an 18-month ban after having crude things to say about an umpire's daughter. Nevertheless, he ended his career as a playing coach of the Pies in 1905 and 1906. After that, he moved to Tasmania for a year, then returning to play for Richmond for a couple of years. Dick would die on the 27th of December in 1946, aged 70, in Sydney, New South Wales. A newspaper report reads, and I think this was from the Herald in Sydney. That's all I could find. Dick Condon dies, Collingwood star. Dick Condon, described by officials as the best footballer ever produced at Collingwood, died in Sydney on Saturday. Condon, who played from 1894 to 1906, was a champion rover who had many remarkable performances. In 2013, 107 years after his last match for the Pies, he was made a life member of the club. Player 3 today, and player number 3 overall, is a man by the name of Charlie Dow. I assume it's Dow. Could be Doe, but let's just go with Dow. A defender born on the 12th of January in 1874 in South Melbourne. His original team of Albert Park would go on to play 72 games for the Pies for 1 goal, coming against St Kilda in 1898. Unfortunately, there is not a lot of details around Charlie. His nickname was Fidum. Not sure what that means, but Fidum. He played in the VFA Premiership of 1896. A small write-up states, a clever and courageous defender from Albert Park, Dow represented Victoria against South Australia in 1901. He played in the back pocket in Collingwood's losing 1901 grand final side. He died on the 6th of June in 1942, aged 68 in Fitzroy, Victoria. An obituary reads, Charles Dow of Elwood, dearly beloved husband of Ellen, and loving father of Viola, Dolly, Rita, Mavis, and Esther. Loving grandfather of Maria, Gabrielle, Theodora, Patricia, John, and Michael. Player number 4 today, and player number 4 overall on this whole series, is a man by the name of Harry Dowdall. Born Henry Arthur Dowdall. He was born on the 29th of June in 1872 in Emerald Hill in Victoria, which is now South Melbourne. South Melbourne was also his original team in the VFA. He was playing some seconds footy there with his older brother before moving to the Pies in the VFA team in 1892. A small man, he played as a rover and a forward, standing at 165 centimetres and only weighing 60 kilograms. The stonemason by trade would also play in their VFA premiership before entering the VFL, playing 38 games for the Pies, kicking 21 goals, before moving to St Kilda for a singular game in 1901. His best day out for the Pies was a win against St Kilda in 1899 at the Junction Oval, where he kicked 3 goals. Harry was described as tiny in stature but big in heart, and a terrier on the field. In 1912, aged 40, Harry unfortunately died of kidney and liver failure in the suburb of Collingwood due to alcoholism. On news of his death, the club flag at Victoria Park was lowered to half-mast in respect to a man who was a fan favourite for many years. Thank you so much to anyone who's watched this video. This is going to be a very long process for me, I anticipate, but it's been a passion project of mine that I've been thinking about for a long time. Yeah, look, I'm going to be very rough. My videos aren't going to be the best quality. There's probably going to be no special effects for a very long time. But yeah, look, I just hope you all enjoy it. It's something I really wanted to do for a very long time. And yeah, please like and subscribe and all that good stuff because it'll give me some motivation to keep this going. But anyways, go Pies.